Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. This is episode 75. I know I said it was 69 last time, but I didn't really get ahead of myself. I kind of backed up a little bit. And it's funny. We're on episode 79. We've came a long ways, and we came a long ways. So we still do not have any sponsors as of yet. We're hoping that's going to change soon. It's free to come on the show. If you want to come on, tell your story, just let us know and we'll book it. If you would like to sponsor it, we have 30 seconds in the beginning and then 30 seconds in the middle available. Just message me and we can get you hooked up. And I think it'll be a good move. We are covering a lot of people now. And speaking of like episode 75, I mean, this is a long way since episode 1, Bobby. Long ways.
Very long way. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah. Can you pull it up?
Well, I could probably pull it up for the. Let me see. Screen share with you guys. Yeah, let me see. I'll screen share with you guys. Then I transition the stream.
Wow, look at Bobby's white
Just for a
t-shirt.
minute. Just for a minute. All right. All right, we're live.
0 people watching.
Right, cool.
So let me just
That's
check
me on
here.
the couch.
I did a little thing on the page. See if
you should be able
anybody
to
has
see that on
Twitch,
the
they'll join
stream.
up.
Look at this, episode 1. This is the very first stream. This is the very first
I was
live right
wondering.
here.
I was trying to write it. I was wondering
Very
what's taking
first
so long.
story
As soon as
share.
I was done, I seen you message me.
Yeah, look at Brian recording. Look
Yeah,
at
man,
that.
get with it.
I
By the
changed a
way,
bunch of
guys, we
settings
don't
last night.
even
He's
know if
talking
we're
shit.
live.
He's
We
talking
have
shit.
no
That
idea
people
what
can't just
we're
join.
doing.
Let me see,
Alan,
I'm
I'll
gonna
invite
fast
you.
forward a little. Look at we're
First,
still
and
bullshitting.
the guy knows that I want a red one and a pink
Oh,
one.
BC the Sprink with a comment. Look at so yeah. Speaking of episode 1, I mean this is
Boom.
episode 1.
Australian English.
There's also a little bit of practice
That's
for
when
me.
everybody was on
Cast,
Twitch.
or
We
the
were
show
really
was
pushing
like a
You
channel
Twitch.
thing.
you
Yeah.
can watch and be part.
Yeah,
in
huge
America.
following on Twitch. All right, now I should
Yeah,
be able
they're
to go
not
back
good.
to the live stream with this
Also,
transition
so
button right
barrels,
here. Boom.
like Wolverines,
And
I think it's Wolverines word
stop the
boots.
screen
They've gotten
share.
better because
And
Boom.
we're back.
I think we're back. So
We're
we're
back.
actually we've made a long way. I'm learning how to use these buttons around here. We'll be able to share things like that. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us and sticking with us and actually learning with us because we're actually it's a live show because we couldn't figure out how to edit. No. I mean, in the beginning, we recorded a Zoom. We couldn't figure out how to edit the damn thing, so we were like,
Let's just go live.
let's just go live. And so here we are.
And it's
You-
fun because now we're answering questions and all that, and it's a blast. You know.
So Chad asked me about UFC in Boston this weekend, and the nosebleeds are like $500, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I'm into that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Bring your binoculars.
That's what I'm saying. New scenes.
I don't think the building's that big,
Boom.
is it?
No, I think it's at the Garden. It's at the Garden. It's a huge. It's the biggest venue that
Yeah.
we got.
Ginormous.
That's a lot of money to go there for $500.
And so
to
you
go to the
know,
Garden and
I
the
think we
nosebleeds.
got ahead of ourselves. Welcome, Darin. Welcome to the Dope and Tape Show. Thank you for coming on. And you told me a little bit on LinkedIn, like about your a story. You didn't go really deep into it, but you kind of like hinted at it, and it sounds wild. Like it sounds like it's a full-on family business.
Yeah, it started. I mean, that's how it's always been. It's I think I heard on the last stream somebody mentioned, how they got in, and that was because, they saw what somebody had, and that was kind of the same thing with me. My old man owned Premier Fire Protection, which is out of Loveland, Colorado, and it was just him and his partner and maybe a couple guys. And by the time my brother was old enough, he worked for him, and it was the same thing. I saw what they had, and it was I got accepted to a couple colleges. I'd say the beginning of my senior year, and right at the end of my senior year, through the summer, starting the transition where I was about to move, I had was expecting my first kid, so I ended up not leaving. Discussing things with my dad a little bit, and then he just brought me on. So he wasn't gonna let me just walk on. It was they were union, so he kind of beat me up a little bit about it, but I had to stick that out. But it was the whole thing, it was going through the union. That's my whole family thing. It's with my dad owning that company, it's my uncle owns a Wolverine Fire Protection in Michigan. I don't know
What
if
is
you
it
guys
called?
Wolverine.
Oh, that's
Wolverine.
cool.
I
Yeah,
think we
they're
have one of those. I think we have one of those in Massachusetts.
Yeah, you do.
I'm trying to share this real quick.
I
They
want
have
one of
one in
those
Los
shirts. I want a Wolverine
California.
fire shirt.
Oh, I can get you a coat. Well, where you at? It doesn't get cold. Yeah, it gets all right in Jordan.
I mean,
Uh,
not super
not too
cold.
bad. I was there. I get these heated. When I was in Colorado, he would send me these heated coats, these Milwaukee coats, and I had a couple of those. But I bet you I can get a couple of shirts. They're pretty cool. I can pull up the. You could probably just
I've
Google it and
had a
pull up the.
couple Milwaukee sweatshirts. Those things are awesome. One of them went up in a car fire, and I got another one. I loved it so much.
Whoa,
the
what caught on fire?
So once I started to have to commute to Boston every day, I was in a like a 5.4 Triton F-150, and it was a lot of money and fuel going back and forth. So I traded that in. Wifey got the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I took her four-cylinder Subaru Legacy, and I was going back and forth to Boston in that thing. And one day it just she started knocking a little bit, and Bobby was trying to make it home, and that thing just popped. It filled up with smoke. I got out. I called the buddy who owns a tow truck company, and I look back, and the thing is just on fire,
Jeez.
Whoa,
fully engulfed, full loss. That thing burned on the side of 495. What a sight to
it
see.
gets so hot, man.
I have
It
photo.
gets so hot.
I have videos of it. I'll share with you guys. Crazy.
That's
Check it
crazy.
out.
So your dad brought you into the fire protection industry? I mean, I guess it was just super normal to you. It wasn't anything that was foreign.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is it? We had a pool in our backyard, and they had I mean, the bracing around our pool was sprinkler pipe, like the rack in our garage that he would hang my mom's plants from was sprinkler pipe. Like I thought sprinkler pipe was just a normal thing that everybody used
That sounds
growing
like
up.
my father.
Yeah,
My father
I
built
mean
everything out of
everything.
sprinkler pipe.
Yeah, everything was fittings. He actually had a water fountain. No, he didn't. It was his partner had a water fountain that was a fire hydrant. It's pretty cool. You know, stuff and build little things out of it. But
That is cool.
now it was there. Yeah, dude, it was my life. It's what we did. I got into it young. I was about 17, 16 when I was 16 working in the shop. Didn't expect to continue on. And then at the end of 17, right when I turned 18, I got union.
That's
So
awesome.
I haven't left. Yeah, I took a little bit of a break, but no, I haven't been able to leave. It's just one of those things.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry, I
know.
missed which state you're in. What state are you in?
I'm in Alabama now, but I just moved here from Colorado.
So you did the union apprenticeship in Colorado?
Yeah,
How was that?
it was good. I mean, it's I don't know how any other unions are,
Well,
but
they had a facility?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And that was only about an hour. Yeah, about an hour away from me. And the proctor there, everybody was great. Like I never have any issues with it.
oh, that's
Everybody,
cool. So you got hands on in the facility. Probably there was probably a fire pump there and some valves and maybe a spot to.
no, no. So that's maybe I do have it differently then because when we go there, we only go there to test
Oh, okay.
about once a month. Everything else was from home.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And then I was in that transition. I was in that weird transition too because when I first got in the field, we didn't have, we had ratchets. Back in 2006, we didn't have impacts. Then I want to say 2008, maybe. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's when the impact started kicking to us.
Yeah.
And but that wasn't an impact. I mean, that was the one they use on cars. All those. So we got that 20-pound impact, and nobody wanted to use it, so it sat in the trucks. We just continued with our wrenches. But I think
Damn.
yeah, they were huge back then. But then it was a couple of years before they started getting some decent sized ones.
Yeah, I got in '07, '08, and DeWalt had just come out with a half-inch drive impact with
Uh
a
huh.
big old heavy battery, and
It was huge.
I had that. I remember that thing.
Yeah, so that's what we. Yeah, so that was that part. Like I was in the weird transition with everything though because Penn State was the one that originally held the apprenticeship, and then they transitioned to Washtenaw, which I can't remember what year that was. That was probably 2010. And yeah, there was that weird transition where I had to go to both schools, but it was all they just send you a stack of books that was this high, and you kind of just go through them at your own pace. You can go down and test at the facility, and then when you're done testing, your book, how far out you are with your books is, depends on your raises. So you could turn
Yeah.
a 5-year apprenticeship in 2 years if you like, but it was
Whoa.
yeah, you could we had a guy that was a little older than me that knocked his whole apprenticeship out I think 2.5 years, a little under 2.5 years.
Bunch of overtime.
Yeah.
No, just well, because you have to
Oh, by the
Certifications.
books. By the books.
by the books. So I thought that's why I think you have to stick the rest of the 2 years out. So he was able to get paid as, what is it, a level, the highest apprentice that he could get paid, but he wasn't able to turn out till his hours were.
Mm. Well, at least he was making the
Wow.
money all that time. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do we got in the
So you were
comments?
fitting pipe in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any fitting that was like stood out to you that's like just stuck in your mind? Like I remember that.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. I've had, I think my worst experiences, and that's not like calling anybody out, but it was out of state companies. Best experiences was Premier. The reason I left them and I went non-union after about 7 years, and that was when my dad was
Hmm.
retiring. I didn't, I don't know how it is with anybody else or yourself, Bobby, but with him owning the company, I didn't think he was going to give it to me, but I thought that I would have some sort of, I wasn't peaked out at just being a fitter. But when he said he was retired, he was selling his shares, and I was like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Stuck. I think I stuck here long enough. So we ended up leaving. Me and my brother did. Trying to think.
Oh,
I went
Pops
non.
didn't want to leave you guys the company. Oh, damn.
He didn't like it, man. He didn't. He didn't like it. I want to say it's because not his partner. I mean, they got along just fine, but I just think he didn't want anybody else to have that kind of responsibility. They strictly did warehouses and schools, so they only did bigger projects. And I think he just didn't want to hold that, give that on to anybody else. Maybe he thought it was too much,
Yeah.
which I'm
You didn't
fine
want
with.
that stress. He didn't want you to have that stress.
Yeah, I think I mean, really, because if I asked for it, he probably would have been like, yeah, do this, and then we'll talk about it. But he didn't. I don't think he really wanted me to have it, or my
Yeah.
brother. My brother was mad about it, but I don't think. I think he's happy about it now.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
And then what made you transition from a wrench in your hand to drawing on a computer?
I don't know, man. It's like it kind of just it was like three different moves that we made. I worked for this company, Rapid Fire, and their corporate is in South Dakota. They have an
That sounds
office in
familiar.
yeah, Rap. They have an office in Denver. Um, they're a Pi Barker company now. I think they got bought out. Um,
That's probably why I know about it. I heard about the acquisition.
yeah, yeah. So they
It's like every month they buy like five new businesses. I mean,
yeah. I was just
I
that's what
think
I was
they're
thinking.
as far as fire protection, Pi Barker is now the largest.
Yep, and
I
them
mean, you
and
have Johnson Controls, but they're not, they're everything. But like Pi Barker is fire protection, just the way that they're buying everybody, it's wild.
well, it's Pi Barker, and I noticed National Fire was
Mm.
another big one running around. You know, buying a lot of not just small companies. I see they bought Frontier Fire, and Frontier's huge.
Yeah, I also sell and talk to everybody nationwide and try to get national accounts. And man, it's so hard because I had to use subs because the company I work for now is only in Georgia. So I would have to
Okay.
sub something nationwide. But Pi Barker is so big that they have someone just pretty much everywhere. So I end up being obviously double than Pi Barker.
You know,
It's frustrating.
yeah,
I get it, man. It's part of the game. They're winning. I get it. I'm not even mad. I'm not even. And the people I talk to when they get the bid, like I can't. I'm not mad. I get
that's
it.
what I was talking to my brother. I was like, dude, let's just go start a company and get a good, successful 2 years, and someone will buy us. Just cross our
Yeah.
fingers for someone to
Call
buy
Pi
that.
Barker. Hey, you want this?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're on sale today. I'll put it on half off. Yeah, I would do that. But no, that was like when I worked for Front or Rapid Fire, which was better. I think to me, it was better than the 7 years at my dad's company. I enjoyed Rapid Fire much better. And I left for a reason where we were good because I ended up coming back. I told him I was going to be gone a year to go help out an out of state company, and the out of state company was offering um, non-union. He was offering $60 an hour to go pull him out of these holes that these other guys put him in. And so I ran out there to go
Whoa.
help him. And that was a lot of work. I could probably show you a lot of crazy pictures from that, but I left for him or left, for these guys for a year, and then I came back to wrap it. When I came back, he said, "I think it's just that he likes the way I talk to contractors, fire marshals. Whenever they had an issue with the fire marshal or GC, he would always send me out there to go fix it. And I think that's just what it turned into because he asked me to do sales and estimating. So
Right.
I didn't know anything about it. So he brought me in and I did sales and estimating for about a year and a half. And then I was designing my own projects on SpringCAD while I was estimating them. And I was just to get the, not a bill of material, but close to get the closest estimate I could get. And so I was doing that. And then um, they didn't put me through designing, you know, training at all. It was just doing it just offhand. Uh, Frontier Fire ended up calling me after about a year and a half, and they said they would pay me, oh, it was like $10 more an hour to go through to be a designer for them. It was about $12 an hour more to go be a designer for them. And
And
I
they'll
told
pay
him
for
my
the
own
school.
design. And he said he would pay for all my training, and they did. So I was
Now, so
through all that.
now it's extremely difficult to find designers.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah. Well,
nice head certified designers.
yeah,
Extremely difficult.
that I can see that because of a lot of places that I've worked for is well, the couple places I've worked for, all the designers aren't nice at certified. It's always got to be two or three other guys higher up that have the certificates that every designer's designed just for them to go look at the product and review it for them.
Now, I think you have to have in Georgia at least. I believe you have to have a level one at minimum.
For to design.
Yeah. So what most designers doing, at least here in Georgia that I know, they're freelancing, and they'll
Oh,
just, I'll send them a job. They'll look at it. It'll take 3 hours to design, right? Let's say it's a 47 head job. It takes like 2 or 3 hours to design, blah, 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 right? They'll tell me, all right, it's 8 hours. And then they'll knock it out one day. I'll get to it when I get to it because they're so
right,
freaking busy. They're
right.
so busy. And they can charge whatever they want. That 47 head job was $3,500.
Yeah, well they know
Yeah,
they know they're probably gonna have to do like some coordination calls or some like bullshit Zoom meetings or something associated with the design.
that's where
No,
it stresses
no.
too is that it,
I mean,
it
if I
kicks out.
give them CAD, if I give them CAD files,
Yeah, the fitter on
Yeah.
site wants to call the guy on the that designed it and ask him questions. That's time, right?
not when you if you if you have an in-house designer, then yeah, you can call the designer. But if you sub it, like you get the designer's done.
Well, I've been in the
He's
field. I've been in the field on a third party design, and I demanded that designer's contact so I could have these questions for him. That was something. Well, I don't know if that was a part of their contract, but if I was designing and I couldn't get a hold of the designer, that would be a huge problem.
So the big hospital that we just did, it was we subbed out the designer, and I was calling that guy, weekly.
Yeah, no, it's just especially
probably
with
hated you.
There was like
I would
15,
hate.
15 miles of pipe. Like he was having elbows inside elbows, and
yeah.
I
Whoa.
need to know what's going on.
So how long have you been doing design now?
I think I'm going on. Well, if I delete take out the estimating experience, I'd probably say about 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay. So I have a couple questions.
Hmm.
This is coming from the media side, and some of the things that me and Bobby have noticed over the time with Dope and Tape and going to Las Vegas and seeing the convention and also talking to people in the industry. Um, there's a lot of new, the I guess components and as well as valves and piping and elbows and all these new things, right? That to our knowledge is only shown at the expos, magazines, and I think that's pretty much it. So how do you know about the new things?
depends on. I mean, through same scenarios that you guys do. I mean, minus the expos, I still get the same updates I did when I was in the field. Uh, Differently now that my company I work for is strictly design. So just the company is just unleaded design. Like we're a group of designers. Um, the other, when I was with the company that had fitters on hand, that was one way I would get a hold of it is because they would hold meetings for something like that, or the training facility that, that was inside the university that was inside of our company would would host training things for that. But when it comes to me just working for this design company, I get I get updates between AutoSpring. So AutoSpring sends out when they have to update parts, they'll send out the most updated parts, and then there'll be cut sheets that you can get a hold of to have the your friction loss if it's we don't really use all the new fittings. I don't even know what the fitting's called. It's a T and a coupling in the same one where it's a rubber through the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know the name of that. Is your favorite coupling a 009?
No.
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 Oh man.
I was gonna say,
That's
no,
Bobby's favorite, the
Love
slip
me, love
coupling.
me a 009 kid. I'd be blasting them
what's all to
on.
do with see they'll have updates for us that we can, especially if on the fitting side we won't get too much different issue, but when it comes to new valves or a check valve, anything that's going to have any sort of pressure loss, that's what I'll get updated on. It's going to run my calcs. Anything else other than that, I don't really worry about fittings or.
Yeah.
Installation ready fitting. Yep. Sure is,
So
Chris. I
valves
love a
wise,
009.
are you pretty much using the same valves? Or when you like read about one, are you trying different valves?
No, I won't need to until the company that I'm designing for said they're using that one. Then all I got to do is
Okay.
just pull their cut sheet and just punch the numbers into my system. I can make it to where the valve doesn't look anything like it, as long as I get the distance, how long it is for say an 8-inch valve. As long as I know how big it is, I can punch all the numbers in there and throw it in there. As long as I get the correct calcs out of it.
Right. As far as getting information of all the new things that are coming out in the industry, do you feel like there's any holes from how you're gathering information as a designer in your company? Like, do you
Yeah,
think that we could do something better, not just us, but the industry as a whole?
I mean, as I guess, well, no, I mean, I guess that the only reason I don't find out about fittings is because it's my fault, or no new products is because it'd be my if I'm not looking for it. But the only reason I'll find out about stuff now is from customers. So if I was to think of, you or Bobby working for a fire protection company, I would I would want to be, your guys' rep. You to have your rep take care of that. I don't have that. I don't need that. That's not a part of my thing. The only time I'll worry about it is if it's requested.
Right.
Oh,
So let me
I
ask you
don't
a
think
question about a 009. If you design a system and you know they're going to use 009s, are you taking out for the middle of the rubber that's in between the pipe?
no, dude. unless, unless
On a fucking long ass run, my outlets are just
no,
growing.
yeah, unless I'm running for a warehouse and just dude, I'm talking hundreds of feet. I won't even put it in the system. It'll be a 001 the whole time.
Yeah,
double
yeah.
I
001?
don't think it'll make that big of a difference. I mean, that gasket. I mean, even it's what an eighth
No,
inch.
no. I think it's less than a quarter. It's more than an eighth. But like,
Okay, yeah.
I
No,
think
over
every
time,
few pieces you're growing. You're growing a half an inch. You're growing
yeah,
an inch.
yeah. Every 6 sticks, you're going 3 inches, 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Most
So.
men would wish that was the case.
Yeah, no, dude.
So I
Yeah,
so I think that needs to be implemented too. If you're gonna use 009s on a design, you should be able to plug that into your system and
you
know
can.
to take the fitting out. But
I
then
could
but
probably
but don't be
pull one
sending
up.
me pieces of pipe that are at 10.5 and 3/4.
I could probably pull one up, but honestly, I'd have to let me look into that. I mean, I've done retrofits where they replaced the nines, but I haven't had to worry about installing because is there such thing as a new 009?
Just like the
Oh.
009s are just they're 009. They got the gasket. As the coupling gets bigger, that piece in between gets bigger. So like if you got 6 or
Right.
8 inch couplings and you're using 009s, they're
Yeah.
probably a quarter inch at that point.
So then if I'll look into that. I'll text you on that.
Yeah,
Because if I do that and I'll put on a system, I'll stretch out 600 or 1,000 feet of pipe. And I'll see what the cut difference is for each cut length.
because you're gonna be. I'm telling you, you're gonna be cutting. The fitter out there is gonna be cutting some pieces every 7 pieces or something. He's gonna be all pissed off. He'll be growing an inch or two, like you said.
Yeah.
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 All right, so what do we got in the comments? If we've been neglecting the comments, no UFC unless someone wants to take me to the UFC. 2 dads figuring out the tech. You're making it look easy now. We're getting there, and as we go,
We're working
I
on it.
find buttons, and then we're making it happen. Wolverine Fire in Virginia. Yeah, we got one in Mass. It's what is it, the same company or just a popular name? What up, Daryl? Super damn cold when I was there. Hello. I didn't like us California folk. Pi Barker, never heard of her.
Never heard of her. You will. We'll own
Those
you soon.
Vicks are sick. Use them at a Walmart. That's what I'm ordering. I get onion bags and 009. It's my favorite. This is Banksy.
You need a
He
double.
do
They
me.
need to make you. Victolit needs to make you a small 009 keychain.
Whew. That's it. They gotta get it. No, they gotta make a shirt with a 009 on it, just like a 3-inch 009 in the middle of like a Victaulic shirt. I'll wear that shit. Or when they post videos on Instagram, just put some damn audio, because that drives me a little bit crazy. That's
Well, I mean,
the no
as
audio
the
video.
as the media expert you are, what are you,
Just
10,000,
just just
followers, less than a year, 7 months?
just put a little audio in it, and it makes the video just so much more compelling. You know?
Yeah,
You gotta just find the right audio.
for sure.
Chad's pretty good at finding audio. He's always got the sick
Yeah.
tunes on everything.
No,
He's
he has
tagging us
good
on.
songs.
So
Darin, are you on Instagram? You follow us and
I'm
fires?
not.
no
No,
Instagram?
No, my wife's got a Facebook, but I don't have Instagram.
Oh, we're
we
on
have a
Facebook.
Facebook.
Sometimes
We
I
have
share
pretty much
sometimes
everything.
I share to Facebook. Facebook definitely gets neglected. I find
Yeah.
that if there are complainers, they're coming from Facebook typically. If you're on
Mhm.
That
any
was the
app and
only
someone's
like,
complaining,
yeah.
they're on Facebook complaining. So we tend to stay away from Facebook. But I'm trying to hit every app. It is I do got a new baby.
Did you
And
get a purple too?
no,
Is that a
purple. No, I got a fucking
No, I
black
didn't
kid.
know. It kind of
And I
looked
still got
purple.
my old baby, huh? So now it's on like Donkey Kong. We got 6 lenses. You guys are in for it. So
You gotta get
So
that.
how
You gotta
many?
get a drone now.
the drone, I know I've been eyeballing them. I just don't know if I could drop like $1,000 on it.
I saw that video.
This thing's got 1 terabyte of storage.
Yeah, that's plenty.
It's my new baby. Super happy with this. What'd you see
Yeah,
me doing?
we're gonna be ready. We're excited to go to AFSA and film all the new stuff and do interviews. Now, this time we kind of know what to expect. So
And
we're not gonna bring absolutely everything,
yeah,
Right.
we went into NFPA like over ready, but people know now we're hopefully gonna get some interviews done. It's already like pre-planned instead of trying to plan them on the fly like we were doing. We're definitely more prepared for this show than we were for NFPA, our first one.
That'd be good.
Should be a good time. I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one.
Come on down.
I mean,
Yeah, you gotta come. You gotta go.
Bobby,
Have
the
your company
true social
send you.
media influencer. No, okay, not yet. Not yet. Almost to 10,000. We're almost to
No,
10,000.
I would say you are. I would say you are for sure.
No, not yet. Not yet.
What would you say would get you there?
I don't know. I like once I see 10,000, I might feel that a little bit more. But then I will probably be wanting like 100,000 after 10,000.
that's a big leap.
10,000 though. Some videos
The greatest thing that we've seen on the Dope and Tape show is the crazy amount of support. Like
There's a
throughout
lot
from the very
of,
beginning.
so many sprinkler
the
fitters out
support.
there that just like what? No.
There is a lot.
There's a show.
It's funny too. It's funny because when I saw the Discord and I jumped in there. I mean, I was there for 2 days and I was talking about what kind of grass I had in my backyard.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a
Like, wait.
we got a grass pro in there. So
Yeah,
You
he was
know?
like, "What kind of grass is it?" I was like, "I don't know, it kind of just grows."
Oh, oh yeah, you guys
Kind
were
of
talking about
gross.
puddling and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
heard.
what I was just agreeing with the guy.
Yo, he's got a fire lawn. If you check him out on Instagram, he's got like, and he gets the drone to go take pictures of the lawn.
Yeah,
A drone would be wicked cool. But I don't
like
know.
that's
Like
what I said.
I think it would take me away. I'm gonna be in the drone, like flying that thing.
Oh man, I saw that video that you did of that helipad, and I was thinking, I was like, that'd be cool looking, from the outside in on a
Oh yeah,
drone,
Yeah,
with
but
the
get
drone.
close
Next time.
with the drone and go above if they let you. You know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it is a med. Well, it wasn't open at the time, so I probably would have got away with it. But there was an active helipad right next to it. I don't know if you could fly a drone right there in downtown, all around the helipads.
I don't know.
Isn't there like flight restrictions?
I mean,
I
if
wouldn't
you,
want to break any
I'm. Sh-
laws, you know?
well, I mean, I've heard of people getting tickets.
Yeah. You gotta like
Like they'll
fly it.
fine
You
you.
gotta like run and like fly it wherever you're running. Fly like get away with it. Have like a an escape route if you were
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
that's
not
too
a
much for
if you
me.
were gonna allegedly do something like that. I'm just
You
good
guys
away.
not?
I'm good with filming with the phone, you know?
Yeah, I couldn't fly a drone anyways.
Still some videos go to the moon and some don't. I still it's still, it's still a work in progress. You just gotta post and post and post and find one that's gonna just go, that's gonna take off. That's the problem.
Yeah, I did one today.
How's it doing? All right?
I have no idea. I didn't look. I mean, I just like threw it up there.
Dope and Tape
What
has
do
a new
you want to say, hey,
discount
everyone?
code. Bobby informed me. It's not Pornhub Premium like I suggested.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome home. Oh, she brought
I'm
food?
such a housewife.
What's
Look,
she got?
I brought him food so I don't have to make dinner.
I already ate.
Oh, that's great.
If the wives are listening to me, every event that you go, bring food home so you don't have to make dinner.
Yeah.
That's it. Is it steak
I'll go
tips?
tell her.
She's got it.
Love you too. All right, baby, go.
All right.
We got
All
a
right.
show.
All
Ah.
right. Oh shit. That's good. How about them steak
Yeah,
tips,
that's my
Bobby?
one.
Yeah, we love steak tips. Yeah, so we do have a new discount code that we can talk about, I guess, right?
Do I?
The new discount code we got.
Yeah. So we're running it until what was the date that we decided?
What?
The 12th?
What are you talking about?
What was it? 12th?
The 12th of
How
what?
long we're running it till? The discount
I don't
code.
know if we're talking about the same discount code. All right, so you're talking about the Open Tape merch website?
Yeah, we got a couple. We gonna
Okay.
do that one? The other one?
Well, so there's 15% off the website right now, and
Yeah.
that goes till the 21st.
No code. No code.
No code. You click it at checkout. It's live right now. 15% off everything, and if Brian points up above him, you'll see that the website is right up there, and yeah, it's 15% off everything. That's pretty cool. Also, there is you can get $10 off an order of 60 or more from Brunt if you use code DNT10. Brunt
And
has,
we like Brunt boots. Now you've been wearing Brunt boots for how long?
I think I'm at like 100 days.
Yeah.
I
So
gotta be,
how are they doing?
they're doing great. I gotta be, I got a shirt right here. Brunt
That's
baby.
awesome.
So I've been wearing these for about 100 days now.
Yeah.
They're doing good. I like them. And
How are the seams?
Brunt has been so kind. The seams are good. Seams are real good. What's up, kid? Good night, babe.
The whole family's coming on this episode.
um, they've been great, and they're comfy right off the bat. And if they're tight at first, there's 2 insoles in there. You can pull one out. And we were talking with Brunt, and they're gonna send us a new Brian and myself a pair of boots to wear to AFSA, which is
AFSA,
gonna be pretty cool.
that's gonna be awesome.
Pretty cool
So
partnership.
I got the
And
black pair, and then Bobby got the brown, and we're gonna rock them and keep our feet comfortable and safe at the
And
AFSA floor.
that's it. And stand out a little bit from everybody that's probably gonna be like in usually more dressed up than us.
Yeah, yeah. I think last time and then this time we're just in a t-shirt, maybe a hat. Go throw on some boots and blue jeans. I mean, we're there to kind of hang out and do. We're not there to sell anything. So we just go
Right?
comfortable.
That's awesome. Yeah, so if you go the brunt, it's code DNT10 and you can save $10 off an order of 60 or more.
So
And
Darin, back from your fitting days, did you ever had a blowout?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
oh wow.
yeah, man. I've
That's
had, I mean,
that's
I've
exciting.
seen, yeah, I've seen, I guess two or three of the ones that stand out the most were all from that out of state company. State from Las Vegas, or a company from Las Vegas came to Colorado, contracted a couple jobs, and I don't know if you know about the weather difference, but they don't really do dry systems out there, and so
Yeah, that's true.
they came out and we everything we had the dry system. I mean, between the parking garages, the areas of the apartment complexes, they all had dry systems and they didn't know how to set the valves. I think I commented in Discord, or no, in the last chat. It was two episodes ago, um, about people testing against the dry valves, and
Right.
there was, I think probably 35 or 40 dry valves that I pretty much had to keep a replacement, like a rebuild kit, in my truck at all times because every new
Wow.
project I would go to, I'd have to change the clapper out, do all that stuff to it, rebuild it because the clapper would be blown out because they would test against it. But that company that did that work there, I had to blow out in front of during a pump test.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, we hooked up and it was actually we had two huge issues, which I can explain it how I understand it. Like I could be wrong if anybody else might know different, but there was construction down the road. One of the gate valves was not all the way open. So when we did our pump test, when he pumped up the first time, one of the Vicks on the 4-inch line, right, I'm talking right after the test header, one of the Vicks, like the second 90 in, blew off completely in the pump room and
Jeez.
flooded the place out. I ended up running there fixing it. And this is my first day on that site. I've never been to the site before. I was only there because I was licensed and the Nevada guys were licensed. So I ran in there with my license so they could test it. And so I ran there, fixed that Vic, and then he's pumping, he's doing his test, and he's not getting the numbers that he's supposed to be getting. And about I don't know 6 7 minutes into it, I mean he pretty much, as far as I understand it, he sucked the underground dry.
Whoa.
Like he was pulling so much water out of the underground that he couldn't keep up with it because his numbers were telling him to pump this much, and the underground wasn't supplying it, and it was because construction down the road had the gate valve shut. That's what I understand. I don't know if that's what you know everything that happened, but I've seen that was probably one of the craziest things I've seen because it ended up breaking part of the underground and it was leaking water underground and stuff. It was pretty nuts.
Oh wow. Caved it in a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there for that part, but I don't know. About 20 minutes later, the asphalt, the cracks that were down the brand new asphalt was bubbling. Water was spraying out of them a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh man.
Something broke.
First time on that job site.
Wow,
That's
what if
so bad.
that's a bad way to show up, huh? The fucking
Yeah,
Vic
and
blew out in the
that's I think that's when I first got there. He didn't offer me that 50 something dollars an hour. And then after I went to one of the projects, I told him all the issues that I was out to fix. I was like, I'm leaving out. My company will bring me right back on. I can't fix all this by myself. That's when he offered me 50 something an hour to fix it. But
Whew.
yeah, they had a lot of stuff, man. These guys walked in and like I said, they didn't know how to do dry systems. I downtown Denver, there's uh, an apartment complex with 2 levels of parking. None of the dry system was pitched. They just can't blame them. Nobody told them how.
Oh man.
Like the 10 degrees, it was this level?
Wasn't pitched anything. I even had stuff pitched in the wrong direction. I had
Oh
stuff pitched
man.
away from a drum drip, towards the corner of the parking garage. I had like they just would hang it. They wouldn't check their level, and that turned into a huge thing. They ended up Yeah, that turned into a big
It
issue.
gets wicked cold in Colorado, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Man,
So did they
that's
end up?
terrible. You got to pitch your dry systems, people. If you didn't know, pitch your dry system and
Yeah,
also hit the like button, please. Appreciate you.
that's interesting. So they did. They just got there, and their boss in Las Vegas. They were like, just figure it out. Do the best you can. Hang the pipe. Make the money.
No, I feel like the guy that was the superintendent in the Las Vegas office knew what he was doing because he'd worked in Colorado. I think the guys that he sent out really just weren't following his lead.
Hmm.
Wow.
I don't really know
Wow.
the guys personally. Like 7 of them got fired the day I got
Oh wow.
like
Absolutely.
the week that I got there. When I started listing off all these errors, and I just made it a list, and I was going down
Oh,
this list, and I
Bobby.
go from one job to the other, to the other, to the other, and then that superintendent called out and started firing everybody.
Yeah, Tommy. No discount code on that website yet, but I'll have Brian look into it. Um, thank you
Which
for
is the website?
thank you for your inquiry. Pornhub.
Oh, yeah, I don't have one yet.
Yeah. If you look
I
at
gotta
that
talk to
tomorrow.
their marketing team.
Yeah. So Tommy Howard's looking for that. He's wondering if he can get a discount code. We're looking at that, and then there's this weird comment that says blowout Bobby. Watch out. I think they're talking about the haircut. They want me to they want me to do a blowout in my hair, but I'm not into that.
What is a
Twitch
blowout? Is that like a mullet kind of
Twitch
thing?
is kind of quiet. It's like the guy from Jersey Shore did a blowout, didn't he? Cabs are here.
I don't even know
I
what
think
that
so.
is. What is that?
Jersey Shore? Pauly D?
Blowout haircut?
Pauly D kid. I think I can put transitions into as we change the screen, which would be pretty cool. So you were saying that
Okay.
you were estimating it and designing it at the same time. So that's probably you can get a pretty accurate price, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say designing like we weren't tossing numbers or calcs on it.
Just getting
I
it
wasn't
close
doing
to
it
kind of get
today.
like a quick fitting count, maybe.
Yeah, because I had the field experience, so I knew, I didn't have to go into a room and say I think this part of the building will need 10 heads and this part. I was able to go in and place heads exactly where I know they need to be. With avoiding ceiling fans, I knew exactly what I needed to be. So with having that field experience, that helped me. And then I did the estimate on SpringCAD, which is AutoCAD, just a Spring version, I think. But I did it on there and just built it and got the closest that I could get. And yeah, I mean,
I do the same thing. So when I
it,
have a new job, I run pipe, I run heads, I run different uh different like schedule pipe, different
What program are you
thickness of
using,
pipe.
Bry?
I am using, let me go to it. Let's see here.
The work we had in Virginia was on a dry system. We knew what we were doing though. No problems. Only used to
I use Procore.
wet on out here in
So
California.
oh, really?
Procore has a estimating um software to it.
Oh
I
wow.
never use it for that.
I have access to Procore.
But now there's two different types. There's the estimating, then there's the normal Procore. So I use the estimating.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I honestly, it was just the stuff they'd given me at the time, and it worked out. It helped me out. I ran into a lot of things I'd never seen before. Like pulling water from a pool. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I had been in the trade for 16 years at the time, and I estimated a job that I did. I can't remember how many floors it was, but it broke all the codes. To require that to water two undergrounds or to pull from a pool, and I didn't know anything about that.
So it had a
And I
backup. It
almost,
had a backup source to the pool.
yeah, I almost sent out the um, the estimate. I almost sent it out without that. Just pull them from the system, just normal one underground, everything, just like it normally would. I think it was in like Utah, and luckily my guy that reviewed it caught it, and he's like, "No, we don't have enough water. We can't do this, and we have to have it's this tall, so we have to have two sources of water." And since they couldn't bring in a second source, they pretty much put a fire pump or a smaller pump that connects to the pool. I didn't know anything about that.
So every time you test it, it's pulling in chlorine water.
No, you wouldn't test that side. I think you test it from a different way, is what I would assume.
Huh. I'd have
There's
to
a
be set up for
hotel
it.
across the street from the Georgia Aquarium. When they built it with a pump and all that, and then when they went to go test, and at the time of the testing, it did not have good enough supply for the pump, for the floors. So they ended up having to take out the pool and then enclose it and then put in a water tank.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of our testing in Boston like early in the morning, 4 a.m. to try to get maximum water pressure. If you're trying to get like,
So people is not up
so
using
yeah,
all the
like before
water,
everyone's
the same
showering and
piping.
everything and flushing the toilets.
Ah.
Question from the
We
chat.
don't have that issue in
Do
Atlanta.
you prefer designing or do you miss being in the field?
I actually got recently when I first came to Alabama, I had an opportunity to go back to the field. I went back to the field for like 3 months, and it was great.
Oh
It
yeah,
was great.
It was great. I loved it. It was the humidity was a little bit different for me.
yeah,
Colorado's really dry. I could go to
for
work
sure.
in a sweater and then I could take it off when I wanted. And here, I think one of the mornings I left here, it was 92 at like 6:10 in the morning,
Oh my goodness.
and it was humid and it was wild. That's about the only thing I didn't like, but I got lucky too because I went to go do the job and I wasn't turning wrenches. I was hanging 8 inch by myself on the lift, and that was way better to me than pulling out 1 inch of a machine and all that, So that was, yeah, I do miss hanging pipe, that's for sure. But I get lucky. I got 5 kids. Um, this last summer that just went by, you know, I work from home. I don't have to go to the office or anything like that. Like my company's based out of uh, Oklahoma, so
Oh
I
wow,
work
that's
from home. So
nice.
I'm able to be here for it, and they're super laid back. So if I have to leave for a dentist appointment or if I have to leave to go take the kids swimming, they don't care.
That's awesome. That's wicked cool.
Yeah,
That's incredible. I love.
it was
Yeah,
it came out of left field. I was expecting to come onto a remote company. I was expecting it to be like a micromanaged company. Like they're gonna want, like I was saying the other night, like some superintendents want your highlighted prints at the end of every day or at the end of the week to see your production. Like he just, yeah, I talk to him once or twice a day, and we just stay in contact pretty consistently. And he doesn't ever really bother me like that. He's really great.
Just get the job done and give them what they're asking for and keep them away.
Yeah, yeah. You got to remember too. Like at the end of the day in the field, you can get off the lift and you can turn around and you can see all your production. You know, at the end of my day, I just see like 9 saved files and I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't do nothing today.
Yeah, I get that feeling. That
so
Yeah, so that was.
I'm in sales. Yeah, I do the estimating. I sell testing, inspection, service, everything, new construction, and I always feel like, man, I could have done more. I could have done more. Like every day.
I can catch myself turning around, and even if like the kids wanted to go do something at night, if I feel like I can get a little bit more done, I can run off to my computer and work for another hour or two. And, you know, feel better about it, but it's not the same as finishing a day in the field, because that's coming from Denver. They were all high rises or schools or big warehouses. They were all big
then you just
buildings.
then
So
you just drive off, man, and your day's over.
yeah, you don't even want to
Yeah.
look back. Like it's
You just
done. Like
drive off. Day's over till
yep,
tomorrow, baby.
yep. And then, but this is a little bit different. It's hard for me to, you know, there was a first couple nights. I mean, couple weeks. I'd lay in bed and be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to explain the nothing I got done today tomorrow? But then I would explain to him. He's like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "What? Color for like 7 hours straight? What are you talking about?"
Right.
Putting lines on paper.
Yeah,
That's what it
You got to
feels like
do
when
it.
I'm estimating. I feel like I'm just drawing all day.
hey, as long as they get the steps of your drawing right, where you don't have to fall back and do anything again. I find myself doing that a lot.
Paul wants to know
Going
if
back.
you color code the pipe and the weldolets for the installers.
Yeah,
No, so it depends.
all my colors are different.
Like the weldolets.
He says, as a designer, do you color code the pipe slash wellets
Well, it's
for installers? Yeah, I was hoping that's supposed to say weldolets because I don't know what The Wellalets is. It's got to be
Well,
Wellalets.
so every like when I get a design request, they list a list of things that they want that are specific and different. But normally I run my mains black, my branch lines red, couplings orange, obviously, and arm overs purple, drops black. I try to get everything separate so they don't. If they're different listings from each other, you can see it on the print. So if it's a branch line, it's listed as a branch line. It's going to be in the bundled pipe as a branch line. It's going to be in a red pipe. If it's in the bags, as an arm over or something like that, or the bundle as an arm over, it's going to be on the print. It's going to be purple. So I try to list everything so that when it gets sent out there on site, it's all ready for them.
Organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
No,
saves
what
time.
what I'm doing is strictly, estimating. I'm not drawing anything like
Yeah.
for prints, but I am drawing on a software. That's
So do
where my
you?
main comes in my branch lines, my drops, my heads,
Yeah,
all that's different
I like the
colors.
questions in the chat. Keep the questions coming, guys.
yeah, I like that. So like when you run estimating, what I found to be helpful was put my sprinkler head in the middle of paper space or model space, throw it out to the side, and then I'll put a box around it with the coverage I knew was going to be for that hazard of that building. I'd put a box around it, and that way I could just copy and paste and click, and then wherever that box didn't cover, I knew you were going to getting close to losing coverage in that area,
Okay.
and that helps me out a lot.
So I got a question. So on prefab, if it doesn't fit, whose fault is it? The fitter or the designer?
Hold on, prefab.
Huh?
So like you're saying, if
If it's prefab, whose fault is it? Is it the fitters or is it the designers?
neither is the building's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
The
This room
Yeah,
is smaller than it shows on the print.
yeah. I
GC's
mean,
fault.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Freaking
No, I guess it
GC.
depends on what's wrong.
damn!
So if it doesn't
He
fit,
drove us right into the ductwork. Don't worry, I'll design it too.
oh yeah, so
Yeah.
that's different because if I'm not bimming it, so like sometimes I will get they'll send me CAD files that are very specific, and even though it's not a BIM coordinated job, I'll still get specific CADs where I will have the duct layout, I'll get the electrical layout. They'll send everything, and it'll be helpful to a point because at some points I'm going to run through it anyways because we only have a 10-inch cavity to run in. And with that being said, I'm not going to hug one side of the wall and make it more difficult. That's unnecessary. I'm going to run it where I know it's going to work. And if that's not going to work, or where I know it's going to be easiest, if that's not going to work, then we just cut back to main, and then the fitter can move to where he thinks it's going to work. Because if I'm running like a short cavity, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hug a wall for no reason. Because then if I'm hugging a wall, then he sees another foot over here where I've got space. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I like to run it where I know there's room where at least I know I'm avoiding lights. I'm avoiding the main stuff that's not going to be it. But the duct work, dude, sometimes that stuff's so hard to avoid. But again,
There's
in other
so much of it.
schools,
There's so much of it
And
now.
they're
yeah, you
big.
get yeah, you get into like a
It's not
school
even
or
like
something like that. You have room to run. I can get around that stuff then. But when I'm doing like apartments, because in every apartment complex, they're trying to raise the ceiling up. Every GC meeting you have, every Wednesday they have that meeting. They're always. I feel like every week it's 3 inches. They're trying to bump that ceiling up to make it a higher ceiling. Once they see how much room you have, and
I'm up against that right now where there's a whole system, the bottom of the couplings, a 2.5-inch main with all these lines coming off of it. It's at 9.2, just skimming the bottom, and they want a 9'2" ceiling. They want me to move it up. It will take it will take probably 3 of us all day
that's
to
an approved
relocate all
print,
this
man.
shit.
If it's on an approved print, that's
No,
a
this is like
P&M.
just an existing to remain space that they're trying to update and make it, they have to, they got to fit their equipment or whatever. So Tommy says an obscure NFPA code that I rarely see followed, but as a designer and for the rest of you guys, do your customers have a copy of NFPA 25? It's supposed to be left with by the original install company. No way.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's code.
Really?
I've had to leave. I've left
It's
25
good
in.
practice for sure.
Yeah,
And I've heard of it being done,
for
but
a
I don't think
training.
it's like a must.
They probably just print it out. It's probably just a printable one and they fucking put
Oh,
it in a
yeah, I don't.
packet.
I don't give them a red book. No way.
Flex drops in design, yay or nay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like to
Are you
put
familiar with the Victaulic VS2?
I like to put
Mhm.
flex drops in without any design. Just put them in.
Yeah. So you use those because it doesn't require calc.
Well, you're talking about the dry flex or the dry sides?
Flex.
Oh, you're talking about that. You said D or D?
VS2 Flex. It's I forgot the K factor that it's I think it's 5.6. It's rated to, but you don't have to calculate. You you calculate all the way up to 5.6 and you're good to go.
To a certain, yeah, because I was gonna say to a certain head, my calcs, if it shows up on my auto streak, the built product that's built in will have an automatic loss to it. If it doesn't need to be calculated, I guess it wouldn't have a loss to it. But every flex head is, I can't remember, it's like 17 feet of pipe or something like that.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
every calc on the flex head is like, I can't remember the exact number. That's probably, I could be completely wrong, but I know it's a lot of pipe,
That sounds
and
right.
it's a lot of pipe, and that's where I run into that issue every now and then. I'm actually just working on a project recently that was they only had 30 heads, and they had great water pressure, but I was like, I'm looking out for the fitters. I'm like, hey, are they decent in speed and time wise? Can they hard pipe these 30, 35 heads, or should we just go ahead and do the flex heads? And he's like, dude, put these guys to work, man. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars less just to get these flex heads in, you know,
Yeah.
or to get a hard pipe, it's going to be much less. So I look out for the fitters because if I'm running a job that's going to have 200 heads, yeah, I'm counting it for flex heads and not. And if they want to save at the end and hard pipe it, that's on them. That's on the request for me, you know.
35 heads, 2 guys, 1 day. Come on. Get
Yeah.
in and get out.
One day.
Which is the best scale? Which scale is best to work with, print-wise? I got a nice little metal scale off of Amazon. Like a ruler you're talking about, Florencio?
A pipe scale?
Oh, I think
It's
he's
like
talking about
schedule?
scale. Like eighth or
It,
quarter?
I do eighth is what I run everything as an eighth.
1/8 inch per foot?
Sometimes I'll go for quarter if I'm doing like a small TI somewhere where it's a small section of the building, but no, I think everything's pretty standard to eighth inch.
1/8 inch per foot. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we're seeing.
I agree to that for sure.
That's a good question. You guys, you can still
That's a
hit the
good
hit the like
question.
button. Don't forget to hit the like button.
And subscribe, guys. Come and
Subscribe.
subscribe to
We got one
YouTube. That's a
subscriber
hard
like
one to
over the
grow.
last day. Yes, yeah, it really is hard. I feel like I'm kicking a dead horse. What's that? What's that saying? Stone cold stunner and a dead donkey. I just keep on telling everybody
So
to
something cool. So
subscribe.
check this out, guys. So in Orlando, at AFSA, it's in one condo. It's gonna be me, Chad, Bobby, and then Chris from Fire Sprinkler Podcast. So we're gonna do Fire Sprinkler Podcast in the condo while we're down there. We're gonna record it live.
Wicked excited for this.
Yeah, it's
Well, and we
gonna be
also
awesome.
have a show, which is going to be a special show, which is September the 7th. It's just a Thursday, so we'll be live from the condo with everybody, and it should be epic. Hopefully the Wi-Fi down there can handle it.
Yeah, I think that'd
We're
be awesome.
excited.
Do
We
the
got
whole setup, just sit out
rented a
in
big
in the
SUV,
couch. Yeah,
right?
man. You got
Rented
a
a
big Durango.
rented. Well, we're not going to pick a Durango, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what you sent
I
me
want
said
I want like a Tahoe.
it said or similar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Can't be
full
can't be
size.
riding around in a Dodge, bro. Get out of here.
You know, 4 guys and all our luggage, and then also all of Chris's stuff. Jeez,
Oh yeah, he has a lot of stuff. But
cameras
if
and
anybody's
mics and
down in the
booms and
Orlando area, I think we might end up doing a meetup too at some point. I don't know which night that would be, but um, or if you're a vendor, we're excited to be down there and make some videos. If you see us, call us out. We're looking. We were actively down there to make videos. So if you see us,
yeah, I would
approach
love
us, say
to come hang
hi.
out with you and have dinner with you too.
Who do we got coming on next? What do we got? Possibly
So
someone from Viking on Tuesday?
that's right. So I need to get the go ahead from Nancy, and
Yeah.
then once she says, "Hey, I got it figured out," and everything, I really want the guy from Viking to come on. Um,
So then on
and then
Thursday we're
yeah,
gonna
so
have Justin.
Thursday,
We got Justin Harrison. We'll do a sales episode,
yes,
right?
that'll be great. That's right.
And then we're gonna have Drew Slocum from the Fire Protection Podcast on the 29th, which I'm excited for. Right? And then the 31st is Elizabeth Green, which is that Chief Miller? Or
That is
no?
that is not Chief Miller. So Chief Miller, he has a lot going on. Like his
Okay.
son, I think has a business or going to college, and
Okay.
he's running, his Chief Miller Instagram account. I
Casey
mean,
Schultz.
he said just give him a little bit. I said, all right, I'll give you some time. But
Perfect.
he
All
wants to
right.
come on.
So we have Elizabeth Green on the 31st.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot that she wants to talk about. So she's a firefighter. I want to say she's like a captain or something.
she's gonna let us know.
I could be wrong. So she's
That's
gonna
it.
lay it down
That's it. We're gonna
on the
let it. We're
show.
gonna ask her all about it. Does anyone that does 3/16ths? I hope they accidentally get hit in the balls. All right. That's good, Steve. When is the Chris versus Brian boxing match? Wow, that's escalated. I think they were gonna do a push-ups. Oh no, that might be
Yeah,
Chad
we're
and
doing
Brian.
push-ups.
I'll just be the content guy, all right? I get both phones
I'll take.
going.
Yeah, I want to play the winner of the push-up contest.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Get
Yeah,
the
well,
bring the boxing gloves, kid. Pack them in your bag. Episode
fighting wise, I think
75,
it would
huh?
have to be me and Chris. I mean, we actually fought, competitively. Not saying that Chad can't hold his own. I'm sure he can. But
You're one throat punch away, kid. One
yeah,
throat punch away from the floor.
there's a big difference. You can just see
Yeah.
more.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's no fighting. There's no fighting
No, we're not fighting. No,
in
I'm
the
in sales
the
now. Okay,
podcast
all
condo.
right.
All right, no fighting. Push-up contest maybe. I can get down
Yeah,
with that.
push-up contest
That
would be
could that
cool.
could that could
This
probably
is
get
what I'm
some
thinking
views.
too. We have to do it this way. We have to do it
This is all
like
gonna get views.
you're counting. Like because you can't just get the guy who does like a hundred super fast ones.
Yeah,
It's one
that's the way. No, no,
down, up, two, down,
no. You gotta
up.
get the guy that does the fast ones. That's how I'd beat you.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
fast, kid. You got like 100 pounds on me. I do 5 to 1.
What's funny too is like we're
Look at
we're pretty much the same size.
his wheels are
Like
turning.
we're 6'2", we're both 6'2", and between 215 and 220.
Oh, we lost. We lost. One of you guys unliked, huh? How about that, you bastards? How did we
Dang.
how did we lose a like? Damn. All right, we're shutting this thing off.
Yeah.
No. Oh, shit.
Thank you, Darin, for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah, great story. I like how you're designing it and selling it, and you fit it. So having that fitter experience really helps in the design, you would say.
It does. It does.
Yeah, that's great.
It's an
It was
awesome
it was a
story.
good episode.
Nice.
All right, guys. We appreciate
Thanks,
you. Don't
fellas.
forget
Thank
that
you, Darin.
15%
See you
off of the
guys.
website until the 21st. Yeah, we'll see you
And
guys later.
10% off DNT 10 on Brunt.
$10 off.
Brunt.com, Brunt Boots.
$10 off order of 60 or more from Brunt.